Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Falcon Blues TV. It's your boy Sachin, American commentator here, after a long hiatus. But we're back for Everton 1, Arsenal nil. First win in North London at the Gunners since '95. Delph's back too, so I guess I'm back, But in reality, I've been really busy. I'll be a fourth year dental student after next week, so that's been taking most of my time, but I still watch every match. Just haven't been able to make these videos. But let's jump right into it with the lineup. So the thing that caught my eye with that one was the center backs, Holgate and Godfrey. I mean, we all saw Spurs, and we should have won that match if it wasn't for Keno and Holgate. So I'm not surprised to see one of them gone. I thought we probably would have seen both dropped, but my thinking is that with no Aubameyang, no Lacazette, and just in general, Arsenal aren't the big team. They're very small. The smaller players, kind of quick, look to get in behind, and I think Carlo wanted a little more pace and didn't need the aerial prowess that Keane and Mina brings. So I at first I was a little questioning of that one, but I was fine with it because I think it made sense. Moving to midfield. Oh, I guess we have Coleman back too, which I probably wouldn't have done because I don't think he's got the legs for 90 minutes, but I think he did fine defensively. Midfield, Alan, no qualms there. Gomez, I mean, I understand why Carlo plays him when he's fit. Don't agree with it because I just don't think you saw it. Defensively, it's just he's never going to make a tackle. He's always going to commit that foul because he knows he doesn't have the legs and he just isn't going to give a defensive contribution. That's why Alan's there. But with the ball, I think he's poor. I don't think he's regained that form since the Son tackle, and it's a shame. But at this point, we have competition in midfield, and if he's not performing, which I don't think he has been, I think Davo should be in there, next to Alan. I mean, obviously you don't have Decoure, but that was probably the only issue I had as we progressed. I mean, Gylfi, I'm not gonna slate him. 2 goals last week. Put in an effort. One thing I noticed straight from the kickoff was he was sprinting and actually sprinting, not this Gylfi jog. So I'm gonna give him credit where credit's due. He stepped it up with purely the effort and desire, and that's what we need because he never had shown that part of his game. And like we all know, the fans, you and I, will get behind any player that works for the badge. So he's working, so I'll give credit there. And then obviously James, Richie, and Dom's back. I liked what I saw in the first half. It was out of possession. Honestly, James was kind of leading the line, and I was watching the UK stream, and Martin Tyler even praised James for his industry, and I was surprised to hear him say that. But it's true. James is, especially since the beginning of the year, you've noticed a definite shift in his role defensively, and he's actually willing to press and close down players. And I mean, you have to when you play against Dom and Richie, who I think are two of the best pressers as forwards in the league. They're just elite at it, especially Richarlison. But it was good to see him expand his game in that sense. I mean, we all know what he can do in possession and with the ball, but he got exposed in the first part of the season. So I like that tactical tweak out of Carlo because I don't think I would have seen that to play James kind of as the first person to press. I mean, I don't think James is the main presser. Still think it's Dom and Richie, but he served a purpose and he wasn't a complete liability on defense, and I really appreciate that. But let's move into the match. First half, I mean, we definitely had the better chances. You could say Dom had a half chance 8 minutes in or 11 minutes in. Luca Dean had a half chance off that half deflection, which Leno made a smart save to. And then obviously Gylfi hitting the bar, which would have been his first free kick he scored for us. But no, we wait again. Not gonna comment on too much of that. I can't remember if Richarlison's chance from Alan was in the first or second half. I think it was the first half, but I mean, Oh, I wanted that one to go in. I know he created the goal, but he needs that goal. And I think when you see him playing next to Dom, it's a completely different player because we're a completely different side with Dom in the team. And I don't want to hear anybody saying, "Oh, Dom's a wank because he hasn't scored recently or whatnot," because he provides. I mean, if you take a look at one thing alone, Don provides an out ball. There was like 3 or 4 times where Pickford would get it. We tried to play out the back, which it was better. I will say our building out of the back was much better than it was when Carlo came in, or those first couple months where they would try to pass around the center backs and whatnot, and then it ended up going to Pickford and he'd boot it. But that wasn't the case as much. We actually had some good possession out of the back, but my point is that with Dom, you have that out ball, and he does so well when you just boot it to him to win possession or be a nuisance. That was something that we sort of missed, and you only have to go back 2 matches to the Brighton match where you had Richie leading the line, and he probably had 10 touches the whole match. He was starved, and he just does not. That's not his game, and not to say that he can't play as a single striker, but it seems that we're at our best, and our style of play that suits us the most is with Dom in there being that target man. And then Richie is free to make all his little dummy runs, like the Elan chance. He kind of ran off, I think it was Ceballos, and then was through. And then good save. Shame Dom can get the rebound. But it's stuff like that. He's elite at his off dummy runs, and then his off ball movement to get into those positions is very, very good. And then, of course, he's very good at his link-up play, too. Like, he had that other chance to Seamus. I mean, last week in Spurs, he had literally the same exact ball to Seamus, who put it through to Gylfi, and essentially was the same exact move this time, except I think it was Holding got a block in or whatever, and it was a corner. This was early second half. But you see, we're at our best with Dom. That's my point here. Even if he's not scoring, I want him to score. I love him. I love both him and Richarlison. But like, even if he's not scoring, you have to appreciate, and you cannot deny the effect he has on this team because it is vital. It is vital, and he other center backs just cannot switch off when it's Dom and Richie. I mean, if you switch off, you're gonna have a mare, and it shows. So I think that's vital. If we keep those two fit for the remainder of the 6 matches we have going forward, I think we have a chance, a solid chance, at Europe. But I also want to give credit to Carlo, not playing James, allowing James to rest during the winter and fall and whatnot, and everyone's like, "Oh, where's he at?" He's fit. He's in training. He's pulling the strings. I mean, he knows man management very well. So that's another positive I want to give to Carlo. Moving to the second half. Let's move to the second half, and I'll give you my overall thoughts. Because I haven't touched on my man of the match at all yet. I'm sure some of y'all can guess. Spoiler alert: it's not Delph. But the second half, obviously Richie, that goal, great ball by Elan, and Richie just rolled Xhaka. Xhaka had a mare first to let Richie stay on side, in my opinion. I think you see that, it's Richarlison, pull him offside. Richie gets caught quite a bit, so that was the first mistake out of an Arsenal perspective. Second one is obviously Xhaka swinging his lane there, and Richie just skips by him. And then third mistake, culminating what would have been, a typical Everton disaster, split the wickets from Leno. And I mean, the goal, we saw it, sad in Arsenal perspective. If you're a blue, you absolutely love the shit housing on a Richarlison to run past the Leno and then hit him with the little samba. You can't make that shit up. And then Richarlison goes on Twitter after the match and continues to wind up other fans. Oh, he's a legend. He's a legend. Get him his statue built because he's unique, one of a kind. And I understand why other teams may not like him, because, I mean, if he was on another team trolling us, I would be kind of fuming, but absolutely brilliant lad off the pitch. Can't knock him for what he does to the community and for just humanity in general. Protect him at all cost. But the second half, other than the goal, I mean, kind of uneventful. I'm happy that Gomez got subbed off. Gomez had a classic Gomez game. Didn't do much. But then the issue I had was Fabian Delph. And everybody who has seen a video of mine knows I hate Delpho. Hard to like him in my opinion, but I physically cannot understand, and I do not see a situation where Fabian Delph is preferred over Devo in the midfield. I just don't. I legitimately do not understand why Fabian Delph comes on before Devo. That one was a little baffling to me, and then Delph at the 4D chess with the no look pass that went backwards. That was even my favorite one. My favorite one is when we're trying to keep possession like stoppage time, and he just boots it out of bounds past everybody. It's like, dude, looks like me and when we play pickup, like not even having to look and just booting it. It's like baffling. He's supposed to be our leader. We bought him for his leadership from City, so he's still a clown. Nothing's changed there. Hopefully we don't see him again ever. Get Devo on the pitch. Devo came on for James, and I thought he played pretty well. But I think Devo's improved. Had one of the best seasons out of anybody in the team. Just purely based on like one of his first appearances for us this season was at right back, putting a shift, and he had some rough moments. But like I said, and it was written about earlier in the year, is the staff, Davide had him watching Elan videos, and credit to Devo because. I mean, I don't think he's as good as Elan. It's very hard to be when you're one of the best number 6s in the league. But Devo is a very, very, very dependable squad player. I think he'll stay here as long as he wants to at this point because, played under how many managers now, and Carlo, they all value him and see a place for him in this team. So, I mean, I would love it if he could, be an Osman type player. And Osman was criminally underrated for us. So I can see Devo being an Osman type player, kind of filling in whenever, doing what needs to be done. Maybe a little more versatile because Leon was a little better in attack. But Devo's still like, 23? So that was nice. And then let's get to Pickford. That's my man of the match. Spoiler alert. I'm sure you guys can tell. But new hair, new keeper. What a fucking guy he's been the last couple of weeks because absolutely brilliant yesterday and I had a feeling we would keep the clean sheet when Ceballos had that effort outside the box, and we all know Pickford's inability to deal with shots from outside the box. And it was a good strike, and it was a top save. And I said to myself at that point in time, I said, Pickford, you don't see the arrogance that we saw. You don't see that cockiness. I see confidence. Don't get me wrong. Every top keeper needs to be confident, but I don't see that compensating that Pickford would do when he would smile after he did something dumb or something like that where it was clearly compensating for something. Instead, I like how he still yells at the players. He yells at the players even more so, and I like that because that's leadership in a sense. He's not taking shit from any of our players, and I like that. And that save from Ceballos was top class. He had that save right after the foul was given after Leno, I think, smoked Godfrey in stoppage time. I don't remember who hit it, but I mean that save is also top class. I mean, it didn't matter in the end, but it matters for confidence, and for a keeper, you want to make that save regardless of the whistle going or not. So he was absolutely massive. Absolutely massive, and I think it all comes down to Robin Olsen and even Joao Virginia, because in the past we had no one who would replace him. He knew that, and his place was untouchable, and now no one's place is untouchable. Legitimately nobody's place. Maybe the strikers, because who knows where Josh King is, because he hasn't featured in how many matches, so he might be Umar Nias 2.0, you don't know, but in terms of our goalie rotation, keeper rotation, I think it's worked brilliantly. I mean, we know Olsen has a few deficiencies. We know Pickford has deficiencies, but I definitely think that Pickford is a better keeper and has worked on those deficiencies purely based on the fact that he has been rotated this year and has been shown that he needs to work for his place because it's not a given. So that's a positive, and I really hope Pickford steps it up and continues his good run of form because I would have said in last summer we probably should have been targeting a new number 1 keeper. I think now we could probably keep Olsen and keep Pickford for another season and see maybe with Virginia, what his development is like, because I do think there's a decent goalie in there, even though his last spell, I think, at Reading was disastrous or whatever, but But you can't judge a player by that. I don't think so. Not by one lone spell. A lot can be at play there. So that's a positive. But I mean, my favorite moment of the match was Godfrey's tackle, where I think he smoked Ceballos again. And then you had clean as day, and you had Arteta throwing a little tantrum on the sideways. He's a bad little Spaniard, isn't he? Loves to complain, and that Arsenal team, they're kind of dirty, kind of cheats. I mean, that dive that was taken away by VAR from Ceballos, I just don't understand how Arteta can be furious about a clean challenge from Godfrey. But then you have little rat behavior out of Ceballos and other of those Arsenal players, and I don't like that. I mean, just never a penalty. John Moss, terrible. We know John Moss is terrible. I mean, saved by the VAR, but I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. It should have been a yellow to Ceballos for diving. Move on. But it is what it is. Did the league double over Arsenal for the first time since 85-86? First win in North London at the Gunners since 95, as I said. Enjoy it. We may bottle it against Fulham and Newcastle, but you know what? I'd rather beat these teams that we've not beaten, that I've never seen us beat away, and choke against those other teams, because that's improvement. I'd rather be beating the big teams, I should say, the shameless six, because they're not big teams. They're big teams only because Sky and the media say they are. That's a little disrespectful. Some of them are big teams. Spurs aren't. But we're beating these teams, and I'll take that. That's improvement, because Carlo will figure out a way to break down these teams that sit behind, park 10 people behind the ball, and play that negative Tony Pulis style football, looking to counter. But I have no doubt he's too good of a manager. But the fact that he can set up our team to go into these places, Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal, and win, massive. And I know we'd play somebody and choke, like our match against Villa, or a match against Sheffield. Let's say we lose that one, and these people on Twitter are going to be Ancelotti out, and like there were a few weeks ago. No. Leg it, have a day off. No, not having that. We're in a very good position right now, I think, as a club, and I don't want to sound reactionary. I mean, we drew against Spurs, we drew against Brighton, we beat Arsenal, who's not very good, but at least there's improvement. I see, and I mentioned it, with the build up out of the back, that was definitely better build up out of the center backs and Alan. And it probably helps when you have James drifting infield and outfield, being able to pick up the ball and do magic with it. But you definitely is better than it was, and we're not playing that, classic quintessential English style of football. So it's good. It's good. We'll see if we get Europe. Let's just hope that these shameless sticks get banned. Drop the hammer on them. I'm making this video after Liverpool choked against Newcastle. Very well could have lost. To me, that's karma for Jurgen. Jurgen having some very negative pre-match thoughts about blaming the media and the fans, and still calling the owners good people, saying they made a mistake. So for being a so-called socialist, he kind of sounds like a corporate shill. But enough of that. We're here to talk about the Blues. Anyways, enjoy the weekend. Great Friday night. Up the fucking toffees. Colin Chong.